If you've ever spent more than 5 seconds watching content from creators like XQC, Hassan, Pokimane, or pretty much anyone else on the internet, then you've undoubtedly seen content that looks a little bit like this. Welcome back, gamers, to the top 10 spookiest chinchillas of the year. Hold on to your shoes as number 1 will scare your toes clean off. Number 10. By the magic of the YouTube algorithm, these sorts of videos appear on our doorstep every morning, but something never quite feels right about them. The pacing seems off, the voiceover seems weird, and the sentences don't really make any sense. Even the channel name is always white text on a black background saying something like, "The biggest scoop" or "Tomorrow's cheese today," which, as a side note, I totally watched that channel. When coming up with the initial idea for this video, I, like most of you, thought these videos were just a bunch of innocent nonsense, but once I peered behind the curtain, I wasn't ready for the mind-boggling, rage-inducing stories you're about to hear. So, sit on down, buckle in, this one gets a bit funky. Now if you're sitting there thinking to yourself, "Hey Henry, what's the deal with AI automation?" Firstly, solid Seinfeld impression. I can tell you spent a lot of time on it. And secondly, I'm sorry for the nightmare fuel your brain is about to witness. As the name suggests, AI automation is the practice of utilising artificial intelligence to automate certain aspects of your normal life. Don't want to get out of bed? AI can do that for you. Forgot to pick your kids up from school? This little robo dude can go handle it. Dude, aren't you supposed to be getting married today? Yeah, my boy ChatGPT got that. Oh, Horatio, you came.
The only thing not artificial about me is my love for you.
In the world of YouTube, however, this is how things get a bit wonky. Instead of coming up with video ideas the normal way, summoning the presence of dark deities and hoping for the best, these individuals have come up with a scheme so dastardly, so ingenious, so easily, that they clearly can't stop bragging about it.
Made over $17,000. $2,500 in 1 month.
Ended up producing 20,000 US.
It made me $6,000. I didn't even think that was
actual plan in place to create this content. Let's get back into the niche ideas. So number 6 is AI music.
The process of creating a video for YouTube can be broken down into 4 heavily simplified steps. 1. Coming up with the concept and scripting, filming the video, editing the video, title and thumbnail. Looking at these 4 from an outside perspective, how many of them do you think AI automation helps with? Go on, I'll leave you to guess. How's your day? Wow, really? God, didn't expect that. It's one of them. It helps with one of them. Well, technically 2, but the only thing it helped with really is...
Noah Morris and Caleb Box run several YouTube channels, raking in millions of dollars without ever stepping in front of a camera.
Their secret? They come up with great video ideas.
There's a way you can take other people's scripts, not to use it, but to study it. So if you go to the actual specific video of your competitors, you can take there's a way to look at the transcript, like the captions, and you can actually copy all that, put it in a Google Doc, then you have to reformat it a little bit. Now you can
put in ChatGPT and it'll reformat it for you.
Either that.
Yeah, that's what I do, yeah.
They come up with great video ideas.
You can literally go to somebody's channel, get their transcript, take their whole transcript and go to like a site called Quillbot or ChatGPT and have them rewrite the whole script. But here's the play. You want to go with a video that's proven at me. I mean, it's getting like, it got like millions of views in a month or 2 months, right? Proven, and it worked.
They come up with great video ideas.
Using the same energy as a high schooler copying and pasting an entire Wikipedia article the morning of their homework is due, you too can create beautiful works of art that sound like this.
It's kind of like a kettle. If that kettle was a 200-foot long hole in the ground.
The world truly is a marvel. For those of you unfamiliar, by the way, that's David Omari, a prominent advocate for AI automation or YouTube automation. And according to his Instagram, he wants to be referred to as the YouTube millionaire, which is sort of like rocking up to a new school and saying, "Hey boys, I'm the fastest kid alive." Like, okay, cool, you're going to get found out eventually. There's an obvious question we're missing here. What if that is too much effort? Well, don't worry, I know someone who can help.
This is a $3.5 million estate.
Like, if you really know your industry and you're really good at it and you're really the expert you say you are,
you should be able to give a limited game and it not even hold you back. I can give somebody $1 million play right now.
Did you figure out what you did to make that happen?
Leverage OPC, other people's content and other people's audiences.
Welcome back to Not Jeopardy. Horatio, before the break, you had control of the board. I'll take needless corporate jargon for 300, Reginald. Leveraging OPC and leveraging OPA means to take inspiration from what basic concept? What is something incredibly cool and complicated? Ooh, sorry champ, bad luck. Does anyone else want to have a go? No? Okay, we were actually looking for something incredibly stupid and dumb. Leveraging OPC and leveraging OPA means to clickbait and steal someone else's content and audience. It is an incredibly pretentious way to do so. Now let's listen into a word from our expert.
The clips and the highlights of the game and put them all in basically collage them into one video.
Hold on, from your playing or other people?
No, other people's playing. I leveraged other people's content and other people's audiences. So the biggest people that were playing that game, I leveraged the likeness of them to get the views on the channel.
Okay.
His entire business model is the bro can I copy your homework meme. If you stumbled across David Umari's various podcast clips and interviews, you would be forgiven if you thought he was a true wizard at YouTube, as according to him,
the second month, that channel made $68,000.
I didn't know it at the time, but I accidentally published a video that was optimal for viral.
This is a story he will remind you of constantly, almost like he wants to reaffirm that yes, he is the YouTube millionaire. He takes a video that's done incredibly well on its own merit, either whacks it into a top 10 montage, or takes the script, whacks it into ChatGPT and makes someone else write it for him, and then acts like he's a genius. Do you understand how insane that is? By no means am I saying Mr. Omari is the only one doing this. God no. Thousands upon thousands of people rip other people's work and strike it as their own source of genius. Even their advice is stolen from someone else. Take for instance this video by Car Maniacs uploaded on the 5th of April 2022. Toyota CEO, this new engine will destroy the entire EV industry. Sorry, that's always how I read YouTube titles in my head. This video did reasonably well and it's a relatively informative piece, sprouting some interesting information through an incredibly annoying AI voice filter.
So you may have heard about the Mirai.
But let's just hold on for a second. Pause everything. Pause what you're doing. Go onto YouTube and type in the phrase Toyota CEO. I'm just going to assume that you're doing it, but if not, can you just like pretend that you have for a second? Hang on, I gotta get back into character. See what I mean? There we go. Look how many people have stolen this video bar for bar. They've stolen the structure, the pacing, the awkward pauses, the thumbnail, the title. Whenever any one of these AI abomination blows up, hundreds of other tiny little channels scrounge to make worse versions of the original video, to try and capitalise and feed off this big beast of a video. What's more infuriating is this one video will then be used to say the entire industry of AI automation works and is foolproof when they forget to mention very obvious things. That in the channel's last 14 videos, at the time of recording, none have broken 10,000 views. It's not just them. Scientists, terrifying discovery in Africa that changes everything, has gotten 6.6 million views for the channel called The Ultimate Discovery, but their most recent uploads, however disgusting they are, barely break 5,000 views. Unhinged The Rock rages on Will Smith about the Oscars, gained Peeper's 1.7 million views. 24 of their last 100 videos have barely broken 5,000 views. 13 tips on how to survive wild animal attacks. 93 million views for the channel Brightside and is one of the most popular examples for how YouTube automation actually works. But one of their last 52 videos has got over 150,000 views. For a channel with 44 million subscribers, that is an unbelievable return. It's like those random knockoff animated films that we always see people like Danny Gonzalez do videos about. Who needs Kung Fu Panda and Cars 2 when you've got Chop Kick Panda and Cars Life 2?
What are you going to do about it?
No pain, no gain, mi amigo.
It hurts.
Their entire business model relies on an unhinged grandma or granddad picking it up from a bargain bin and giving it to a relative. Swap out the confused grandparent for XQC or Hassan leaving it on while they go and make a sandwich. Ha ha ha. This is movies. And their entire month's rent is paid. What an unbelievably solid business venture. Sorry, I didn't mean to get angry. I'm clearly not attuned to their level of genius. I need to work up to it, but I think I'm starting to get the hang of it. Say, for instance, I need a new car. Instead of trekking to the retail lot and negotiating like a nerd, why don't I just leverage the keys from someone's pocket, slap a new coat of paint on there, and bing bang boom, Big Head has a new car. Obviously don't do this.
Clause. Give them advice. They're like, nah, but I think I should do it.
How AI can help you cut costs and increase the speed of your production business. Don't feel comfortable taking and changing someone else's script? Then option 2 is to give ChatGPT prompts to write for you. ETC. Top 10 most dangerous biker gangs in history. Then get ChatGPT to give you a 200-word summary on each biker gang. Easy. Easy. You can also Pay someone on Fiverr to do this for you. This is definitely the boring work, but you gotta do it if you want to be successful. Stop being lazy and picking the first best thing you come across. Do you know how incredible it is to say stop being lazy when your entire business model relies on stealing other people's content? In fact, you can see entire subreddits and forums full of people doling out free nuggets of wisdom for their next side hustle to get passive income. What all of these examples are also free of is a little tiny thing called evidence. Hi Casper, I checked out your channel. Nice. How come you only have 238 subscribers? That is my personal brand YouTube channel, mate. It's a whole different story than YouTube automation. :D! ! So what's your cash cow channel?
You would like to know that, don't you?
P. No, because if you were really all that, you'd be proud of what you built. Well, just because you don't openly share it with the world so you get 1,000 copycats, doesn't mean you are not proud of it. It means you are an idiot. Can show you 50 successful channel if you like. If you have your niche and sub-niche and channel authority, there is nothing you should worry about. And yes, I want to see your channel, not 50 examples. I can give you those too, lol. This is all too common an occurrence, apparently for a very similar reason. YouTubers don't reveal their channel to prevent artificial boosts that fuck with their algorithm. So when they doesn't engage with it, it hurts my videos. Even Mr. Omari has fallen prey to this particular train of thought. He consistently refers to his old channels in a purely conceptual form. My old sneaker channel, my old GTA and Fortnite channel, like they're ethereal concepts lost to the ravages of time. But not once does he show a single example of concrete evidence, yet we're supposed to trust him. If you ran into someone sort of close to a hospital shouting in front of a crowd of people that they make millions every year from performing a new type of open heart surgery, but that you're not allowed to know the names of their patients, but when you ask them who they done it on and they say you're not allowed to know that, you're stupid for even attempting to know that, would you possibly get on the operating board? Seeing an example of someone performing surgery won't mean I will go behind their back and perform surgery. I am not a surgeon. If you've been following along at home, you're probably waiting for the coins to come pinging through your window like you held up one of those big car magnet thingies to Scrooge McDuck's house. Before you go and manhandle a mallard, how do you take these boring, stupid words and make them into a hella cool video with funky explosions and stuff?
$15 for a script, $15 for a voiceover,
$15 for a video editor, $5 for a thumbnail.
$50.
Where are you finding these people? Are you enslaving them or like people in jail?
In that same
or 30 cents a day?
Grossly underpaying staff. How did we not think of this? I'm sorry, I misspoke. Not grossly underpaying staff. Grossly underpaying people who need to eat. Ah, such a big difference.
They out there. People need people really need need work. There's people that will take almost anything because it's like the freelance market is saturated.
For those of you bemused as to why I was a little bit jazzed about that, I'll give you a quick backstory if you don't know this big-headed fool. My name's Henry. Hello. And I've got a degree in being a film boy. That's me right there. Look how happy I look. On top of that, I've also got a degree in being a writing boy. 2 very useless degrees. That's younger me, way younger than me, so I'm literally qualified to waffle about this stuff. Strangely enough, this is where the entirety of the YouTube AI automation cash cow channel discourse seems to get a bit fiery. I'm not very satisfied with how editing looks from AI softwares yet. Make a job post and pitch for around $20 to $40 per 10-minute video. Arrange a monthly bulk deal so you can negotiate a better price. Wow, negotiating people down, that's so cool of you. Most AI-generated content is garbage. Doing a regular YouTube channel without AI would be a better use of your time. Video producers and editors are the most expensive and take the longest time. These people tend to promise the world and underdeliver, so give them some time to understand what you want exactly and train them, and then hopefully in the near future we can use AI to do the actual video editing. That single comment sent me over the edge. Give them time to understand so you can train them. Oh really, Casper, what editing principles have you read up on? Narrative synchronization theory, Lumina's grading theorem, or perhaps Euro's depictions. Oh, hang on a minute, all 3 of those were made up by that AI that you love so much, and that last one is an anagram for you are an idiot, Casper.
So everyone, Michael in here. This is the guy that I've been working with for a one-on-one for the past few weeks, months.
I hate being the sort of person to say you're a bad editor, because I'm a bad editor. Most of my work is awful. But when you're in a position telling people this is what you should be doing in order to be successful, and the only editing software you are aware of is Microsoft PowerPoint, what are you doing with your life? It's like me trying to become a qualified BMX rider, but I can only play a ukulele. There's no connection. YouTuber Matthew Mills put it best after they came out of working in a YouTube automation scheme.
And if you are someone that has no knowledge about the content process, you don't know how to edit, you don't know how to create content or script ideas or adapt your content, if you can't do those things and you're leading a ship telling other people what to do and you don't know even what direction to give them if things go wrong.
What do you expect is going to happen? Bectu, who supply the industry standard rates for editors, say that an assistant editor should be getting paid $197 or £155 for a day's work. Again, that is for factual entertainment and TV, but it's just for a comparison. A head editor working a 50-hour week should get $2,000. I'm not saying for every job you need a lot of money, but $15 for one video that you're undoubtedly going to ask them to change over and over again. Come on. If, in your own words, you're making $60,000 a month, maybe more, by doing nothing,
then you have the video editor find the stuff after the script is written and read.
Right. And so the video editor will find all the clips, compile the video together with the voiceover, but it ended up making $456,000.
And you pay them $15? What is wrong with you? What a business mogul you are. If you look at my script, you can actually see the point where this genuinely irks me. Quite a lot of all caps in there, Hendog. But what should I have expected? This is the world of AI automation. Get with the program. And in some cases, literally. You know that quote from George Bernard Shaw that's like, those who can do, those who can't teach? Well, I think there's a missing line that big old G-Man forgot to add to that adage. Those who can do, those who can't teach, and those who know absolutely nothing about the world charge you an insane amount for it. If you've ever watched one single TikTok, Instagram reel, YouTube short, or looked into a crystal ball, you've probably seen a video that looks very similar to this. See, I was in the fields with Gortamax and he straight TKO'd. You know what he should have done? Gone to my free wand wielding class. With the promo code Majathax the Incredible 13, you get 13 threepennies off at checkout. They entice you with a very basic level of knowledge to make it seem easy and then flash you with the amount of money that people that they know or that their clients are making in a ploy to make you want more. I don't want to come across like an idiot saying this, even though I am, but there's a reason Jeff Bezos doesn't publish seminars and classes on how to crush small family-run businesses. It's because he's been there. He's done that. He's made the terribly cheap t-shirt. He's actually wealthy and doesn't need to do anything else for it. If something seems too good to be true, it is. It's a tale as old as time, isn't it, Mr. Amari?
Compile my decade of experience, literally 10 years of my life, on YouTube into one easy to follow, self-paced program called YouTube Mastery. How can I learn way more from you? Like, how can I get all the information that I know that you have packed inside your head? I want all of it, right? So this is what I want to do. I want to present an easy opportunity for you to jump on right now, okay?
For the small price of $1,497, you too can have the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to lose $1,497 like that. I can't click with my left hand. Just look at all the graduates from his masterclass. Look how happy they look. So full of life. Hang on. Rewind. Who is that? Is that Harry Panero? That's Harry Panero! Are you honestly saying, David, that your YouTube Mastery course got Harry Panero his start on YouTube? HP like the sauce! A man who doesn't even make faceless / YouTube automation videos. Are you taking the piss? I'm starting to think this man might not be genuine. But no, surely there's a mistake. He must have needed another person to fill out. He may have only had 4 students and needed a 5th. I'll let him off. Let's take a look at all of them. So we've got a flipped image for what seems to be a channel Ivan. Never heard of them. Then what seems to be a Ghanaian news outlet. Okay. Then 2 conveniently blurred out YouTube plaques, followed up by this nice individual who goes by the name of Planet June, who offers crochet and amigurumi techniques. Sorry if I've butchered that.
Amigurumi.
But please go and check them out, they are very wholesome videos. But also, Poor June is one of the first images that comes up when you search white woman 100,000 subscriber plaque. Intriguing. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think Mr. Omari may have picked YouTubers that he thought his highly Americanized audience would have no idea who they were. I'm shocked KSI isn't in there. Now that it is strange that a man who calls himself the YouTube millionaire and professes wealth with videos like this
This is a $3.5 million estate.
only has 30,000 subscribers on YouTube, and his most recent video at the time of recording this only got 2,000 views. My most recent video got more views than that, and I'm a dum-dum. Oh, why is the TV paused? Haha, it's Henry from the future here. Strangely enough, since I've been researching, recording and editing this video, Mr. Omari has drastically changed his content style, flexing like 2016 rice gun.
The only problem I have now is I have to either drive my Lamborghini or my G-Wagon.
The reason future Henry's here now is because the next crux of my joke was going to be, oh, if you look on this website that shows if a channel's monetized or not, David Omari's not monetized, just like me, we're also friends, but he's now actually monetized, so that joke's sort of fallen on its ass a bit, hasn't it? Also, isn't it strange how he's now trying to legitimize himself as a YouTuber? Bit weird. Anyway, back to the video. Now that you think about it, it is strange that the only time we hear of some sort of actual evidence of a real channel that David's made, he says this.
And so what happened is one channel ended up getting terminated because I was blowing up and people was like reporting my, it was just horrible, right?
Almost like it got taken down for breaking YouTube's copyright rules? No. That can't be right. Well, slap my face and call me Zacharias. I do not believe you. Ow. This crisis of faith led me down a deep, dark path, and you want to know what I found out? Come on, come a bit closer. This David Omari may not be the upstanding gentleman that we all know about. I paid for it and it's not worth the price. The minute I joined the program, they were trying to upsell me to help find a niche, which I thought I would get for the amount of money I paid for. The 60-day guarantee has no rules. It's just based on if he thinks you did enough. I went to one of his master webinar courses. Side note, I just love the sassiness of using air quotes immediately off the gate when referring to his courses. The webinar course was 2 to 3 hours of him hyping up how much money his students made. Apparently he then said to his video call full of students that they should send him a video review saying how fantastic his course was, and the best video would get $1,500 back. So what do you think they all did? They all sent incredibly positive reviews. Shockingly, they never heard back. Of course, throughout the rest of this video, take this with a pinch of salt as these are unproven Reddit posts, but I'm starting to see a little pattern here, and I don't have to be paid $2,000 by you to find out what it is.
David Omari, David Coley, is a scammer. He's a fraud.
According to several Reddits and forums dedicated to side hustles, scams and small businesses, several people reported that they paid for the course and received nothing in return. But to even be eligible for a refund, you have to complete the entire course, which you can't do if you don't get all the content. So you have to pay more money to get your money back. Can you imagine any other industry working out like that? After spending nearly $2,000 on a course to help you get off a deserted island, the instructors turn up on their yacht, and over the course of the next few hours, they help you define the definition of the term escape, brag about how their previous clients all got off their island, then they abandon you. You have no more information than you did when you started, except you're just very angry and a few grand down. Looking back on it, we may have been able to see the seeds of deceit from a long time ago.
There's really no better way and there's really no better time to transform your life than now. You must act now. You need to get in now. The time to act is now, before this industry takes off big time.
It's a scam as old as time. In a one-on-one interaction with someone, put an artificial timer on something to make them seem like they're missing out on this big opportunity that they're about to lose and that they have to invest right here, right now. In that entire video, he says absolutely nothing of worth. His entire purpose is to try and get you to sign up for his YouTube mastery course. He was solely put on this earth to try and frighten you into thinking you're missing out on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be like all of these people and clearly get 100,000 subscribers. He projects wealth without having a single idea of anything in the business. Just look at this glowing review from the YouTuber Kamikaze Cash. He says things like CPM standing for cost per milestone. Every YouTuber knows it stands for cost per meal. But if you go to David Omari's Facebook group, you'll see some members sharing their channel results. The videos are terrible, and I mean AI generated scripts with monotone voiceover on stock footage horrible. You just don't get a good video done for $70. But don't feel lost, surely there's some other upstanding YouTubers that clearly know what they're talking about when it comes to AI automation. Can't all be fake, can it? Guys, I'm having somewhat of a mental breakdown. Is this entire industry a lie? What do I even do with myself now I've got this information? When I set out to make this video, the only reason I chose the topic of AI was because I wanted to salvage a video that never saw the light of day. And I haven't even put that in this video! What am I doing? Well, now I have. Just look at that hair. I tried to use ChatGPT as an AI lawyer to justify some of YouTube's biggest criminals and scammers. Now I've spent 2 months on this quest. However many minutes into this video, just look down there, I can't be bothered. I've gone from not knowing what a Reddit was to spending hours in subreddits for financial advice. Ugh, it's grim to even think about. However, not all that time was wasted, as on the cold even December I stumbled upon this post by Reddit user ThatGamer141 that introduced me to another truly vitriolic character and opened my eyes to the true sadness that lay dormant at the rotting core of this very industry. So here's the entire background for me trying to start a YouTube automation channel for fun. Should I trust someone, being Caleb Box, just a shout out, encouraging me to start a YouTube automation channel. They seem not to trust because there's no verified sign on his account. If I hire freelancers online, should I worry about them doing something to my credit card? But I wish that the step to create an automation channel doesn't attract lawsuits or simply demonetization. From an outside perspective, ThatGamer141 purely wants to approach YouTube or AI automation from the concept of fun. It seems interesting, so he wants to do it. But the entire process of YouTube and AI automation is to suck the fun and love out of the process of making videos. It's like if you grew up wanting to be an artist, but you hire someone else to pick up the brush. And again, even in the comments, you get people speaking its praises. Since AI can write decent enough scripts, I did a test and managed to get 250k views multiple times, over 10 videos out of 30, which is impressive. But then you see this little pearl of knowledge that they dropped in right at the end. If the videos were monetized, they would have generated at least 4k in monthly income, if not more. So they weren't monetized. What is the point of attaching monetary value to something that does not have monetary value? They probably breached copyright and were never eligible for monetization because you leveraged other people's content. Yet within that message, you may have heard a name briefly mentioned, which, if you didn't catch, sent my life into a complete and utter spiral. If you're not familiar, you're living a happier life than me, but according to himself, Caleb built a 7-figure YouTube automation business and consultancy firm, and supposedly was one of the founding creators of YouTube automation back in 2016. Cool. So basically, it's like if you were allergic to peanut butter and walked into Mr. Peanut in the street. This was the Thanos of my depression over the course of the past 2 months. Like our dear friend Mr. Omari, Caleb's sole reason for existing on this platform is to flog his course. Quick, act fast. If you're quick, you can join for the low price of $297, down from $597. Do not miss out. But hold up, what's that down there in the description? Oh my god, it's a legal disclaimer. I'm never gonna sleep again. That's inspired me to put my own legal thing in the description. So thank you, Caleb. I don't want to get sued, because these opinions are my own, no one else's. I was first introduced to the paragon of perfection that is Caleb Box on that cold even December, but what first piqued my interest was not the mention of his name, it was what someone said in a comment down below. I literally made a Reddit account just to answer this lol. Do not send Caleb Box any of your money. I invested into one of his automation packages not too long ago, and it turned out to be the worst investment anyone could ever make. He reuses the same videos for all of his clients and the quality is garbage. So we're not off to a flying start here, but again, someone could have made it up. It is Reddit. Let's head over to Google and search, is Caleb Box legit? Just like for my own peace of mind. And what's that? The first 5 videos that come up say, is Caleb Box legit? Are on Caleb Box's YouTube channel, but they're not Caleb Box in the video, they're other people. Does that remind you of something from earlier on? Nah, I can't put my finger on it. So logically, I decided to head over to Trustpilot because it's got trust in the name. We all like pilots. What's the worst that could happen? Have you seen it yet? Have you noticed? Again, this is purely speculation, but how weird is it that there's no 3 or 2-star reviews? When in the entirety of human history has there ever been that much of an agreement or consensus on one single topic and then it's all good? Like even Paddington 2, which is arguably one of the greatest films ever made, if not the best, has more negative reviews. The bear screws up nearly everything it touches and accomplishes nothing significant by the end of the movie. Well said, Andrew Kim. You do you. Looking further into it, is it also not suspicious that of the 378 reviews posted, 291 of them were posted by an account that has only ever posted one other review on the entirety of Trustpilot? And of those, 87 had only posted more than 1 review, with most of them only posting 2. Only one account posted more than 10 reviews, and this is what they had to say. But if you look through their profile, they say something similar to this on every review that they post. Now, I know what you're all thinking. Is it possible that all of these reviews were potentially, well, fudged? Again, That's up for you to decide. I'm not saying anything. I don't want to get done for defamation of character. This is just my opinion. You can make up your own mind. There's nothing going on up here. I'm an idiot. But, let's just look through some of the negative ones just to be on the safe side, shall we? I mean, we've got however long's left of this monstrosity. We've got something to fill the time. At the start of Caleb's course, he gives you a couple of what seems like informative videos. That's a good start. Then asks you to go to Trustpilot and leave a review, which I believe is what most people on here have did. He seemed very helpful at first, but once I paid the money, no response. He is giving you just enough so you spend another $4 grand? Where has $4 grand come from? To reap the full rewards, you have to spend £3,000. What is wrong with this world? Everyone who gives 5 stars here is writing these comments in their first week of the course without knowing anything yet, because Caleb promises to make them a small gesture if they give them 5 stars. In fact, most of the video's information in this course are outdated, but Caleb doesn't care at all. The reviewer then goes on to detail after writing several complaints to Caleb and his team over the course of a month, no one responds. The main source of contact that isn't pre-recorded videos that can be found freely on YouTube come in the form of one-on-one interviews with supposedly belittling coaches and a 2-hour weekly Q&A. Of the hundreds of people entered into Caleb's course, give me a guess for how many on average you think attend? 80? 60? 75? How about between 10 and 12? Ooh. According to the reviewer, the members know that they will not get any benefit. TK also cites that from data allegedly acquired from the student wins section of the Discord group, supposedly any member who's been there between 6 months and a year has not earned anywhere near close to what was projected. Hence the reason for Caleb's legal disclaimer, and we're going to get onto why he probably included that in a brief moment. Side note, it wasn't because he's a really nice guy. This sentiment is shared between the other 2 negative reviews, which also cite fake reviews galore and content behind paywalls, and strangely, Caleb replied to one of them. Caleb emailed me from his own email address offering me a full refund and free stuff if I take the review down. Which just seems like completely normal business practices to me, if I'm not completely honest, but again, I'm an idiot. Especially when you realise that out of all of the negative reviews, only one of the accounts that posted a negative review had their full name in their account name, which supposedly you would think would make it easier for Caleb to get their email address from their database of users and contact them. To his credit, Caleb responded with all the grace and decorum that we would expect from the character that we've learnt about so far. Opposed to responding to their criticisms, he instead decides to refute the legitimacy of Mark, suggesting that he didn't take advantage of the course. If you have to pay for more of the course and you already know at the start the course is useless, why would you pay for more? If I went on a shark sighting trip and I saw the boat in front of me had capsized and sharks were having fun, would I have to experience getting eaten by sharks to ask for the boat to turn around? His entire response is a hit piece, which is strange when you consider that initially he sent him an email saying that he would give him his money back if he took the review down. A claim which he doesn't dispute, but instead says, "Don't know why you're so upset about this. Shouldn't great businesses try to resolve client experiences? Normally businesses don't hold refunds at ransom to take down a negative review." That's just what I can see from an outside perspective as a consumer. Just me. Makes you think, how many other people has he supposedly taken negative reviews down by paying them their money back? So what's the point I'm getting at here? This big-headed fool has been waffling for quite a while now with no real end in sight. Why have I felt the need to make this ungodly behemoth of a video instead of, I don't know, re-editing another YouTuber's video for like 48th time? YouTube automation, AI automation, cash cow channels, whatever nonsense word you want to refer to them as, are inherently, and this is going to shock you, not a scam. But the course is, that's a different question for you entirely. I don't want to get done for defamation. Again, idiot, stupid. I am. However, they are a misrepresentation, a good old-fashioned, bet you didn't see that coming. Hang on. I'm going to get serious here for a moment. I'm not going to do any stupid joke, cutaways, green screen things. I'm just going to look at the camera and be honest, which if any of you know me, know that that's a massive rarity. So hang on, let me get it out of the system. Blah, blah, blah. Calm. As I've said throughout the majority of this video, AI automation misrepresents how hard the entirety of the process is. Caleb Box may say that 80% of the course can be done by AI, but that's just not true. The only 80% AI is responsible for is writing Caleb's course! Woo! Okay, sorry. That's a... Back to me. Back to normal. Weirdly, I've left a pretty hefty piece of evidence till last here, mainly because I'm a big dum-dum with a big head and a big nose, and I don't think I could do it justice. So no more shenanigans. And I implore you to go and read the entirety of this article that I'm about to quote from. It's both incredible and heartbreaking. On the 3rd of August 2022, Nico Grant published an article for the New York Times called "You Too Can Strike It Rich on YouTube." And again, please go and read it when you get the chance. It presents a horrifying, grim reality for two individuals named Scott Mitchell and Alexandra Fazzulo, some of the many individuals seduced by the alluring guises and techniques that I've been referencing throughout the course of this video. Over the course of his journey, Mr. Mitchell spent upwards of $15,000 on courses for YouTube automation, only to come up against freelancers who stole content and audience growth tactics that got him in trouble with YouTube. As aforementioned, YouTube has tried to crack down hard on mass-produced, AI-produced content, specifically with copyrighted material. But how many of the general public would know about the ins and outs of the YouTube copyright system? Not many. Similar to the reviews for David and Caleb, Mitchell found that most of the course lacked information. Most of the inspirational advice shown could be found freely on YouTube, and the rest was hidden behind paywalls. In one encounter, Mitchell spent nearly $4,500 from a course from Victor Katrina, later to find out the scripts and ideas were taken from other people's channels and were thus not monetizable. In a harrowing turn of events, Alexandra Fazzulo and her cousin spent nearly $20,000 on YouTube automation courses from our very best friend, Caleb Box. To quote Grant, "In exchange for $20,000, Mr. Box's team managed a celebrity channel for them and produced videos for more than 6 months. The channel made less than $10 a day. That's a far cry away from the $10,000 he projects in his slop, and is potentially the reason he had to put a little legal disclaimer in at the bottom. But again, I'm not making any claims." Back to normal voice. I'm truly shocked that Caleb doesn't brag about being mentioned in the New York Times and wax it next to the Forbes section on his website. Why don't you do it, Caleb? Real people have spent real money trying to make their dreams a reality. Individuals like Omari, Box, Katrina, and so many others underestimate the difficulty and overestimate their importance. Going back to a quote from my good friend Casper, these people tend to promise the world and underdeliver. And who knows, some people may have found success from it, as we saw from channels like The Bright Side, but again, as we know, that's not sustainable. Look at examples from David Omari and his totally not fabricated students. I mean, Harry Panero was in the Sidemen charity match. One of your videos may blow up because XQC put it on in the background, but if your entire channel is based on mind-blowing facts about cheese that I could easily read in a tweet, I think I'm going to read a tweet. What makes the situation all the more depressing is if individuals like Mitchell or Fazzulo or any of the other people that we've mentioned decided to put some of that money into lighting, a tripod, or just use their iPhone camera, they could have made some incredible videos of their own right that they could have been proud of. The main thing that stops them is that people are too afraid to show their face or their voice, and this is what individuals like Omari and Box prey on. They want to make it seem easy and want to make it seem like they're the only ones that can tell you what to do. Just because it seems easy and quick doesn't mean it's easy and quick. There's a reason these people are selling these courses. It's because their own channels are dying. People always tell me editing is too boring and making a video is too complicated, but go back and look at any of your YouTubers' first videos, or any of your favourite actors' first films, or any of your favourite musicians' first songs. You can't expect to immediately come in and make 40 million with your first video. This was my first video almost 8 years ago. It is terrible. Look at some of these bad boys. They're awful. Well, technically this was my first video, but let's brush past that. But if for some strange reason you've managed to spend this long watching a video from this idiot with 400 subscribers, I hope it hasn't dissuaded you from making content of your own. Make what you want to make, not what some dumb idiot on a fake podcast tells you what to do. It may take a while, it may never happen, but if you love doing it, why would you stop? My throat is well and truly fact. I've been talking for too long.
Henry, I have returned of my own free will. It's over between us. The marriage was a farce. This was my decision.
I guess you could call that AI automation. That's just an awful joke. I even put in the script in red bold, maybe come up with a better joke, and clearly I couldn't, so I'm sorry. Anyway. How long was it? This video is going to be a monster.
Henry, what have you done to me? Henry!
Oh shit, sorry. This is the end, Henry.